Like, the only thing I wish about this community, this mod community.
The what community?
The other day I have seen this news about Canadian immigration affecting the gender demographics, and to be honest, this was something I have been noticing for quite a while now. Immigration surge fuels male population boom in Canada. It reads, the gap is even larger in the 25 to 44 age group, in which men have seen a 4.8% jump and women a 3.9% increase. There are 141,000 more men than women in this age bracket as of January, compared with a long-run average difference of 0. Now, how does this affect you? Men in the West. The vast majority of my viewers, well over 90%, are from the West. How does this affect you? The answer really depends on one's perspective. I mean, I know people always say, oh, it is only increasing the competition. That is one way to look at it. The glass half empty version. The half full way to look at that is, if you are a white dude that is average height, let's say 5'11", or if you have blue eyes, it is gonna increase your relative mock coefficient. I always say this, man, ethnic background is one element of the whole eternity, along with face and height. And people mistakenly assume or confuse it with just skin color. Bro, it is more than that. The reason why I consider it to be up there with face and height is because your ethnic background impacts your face and height as well. Sure, not the sole determiner, but has an effect on it. And it is more than that. Its impact is really multidimensional. On top of all that, it's impacting your facial phenotype, impacting your height. There is also a social layer, a social aspect as well. People always ask, Rehab, do you think this discrimination in the dating market is a social phenomenon or just looks related only? It is both, bro. It can be both. They are not mutually exclusive. And with increased immigration, I feel like there is already some resentment that will reflect poorly on local ethnic men who are already in the West. You can very easily see this even on some left-leaning social media platforms like Instagram or Twitter. It is funny how they are gonna cancel you into outer space if you make any of those remarks against other groups of people. I feel like it is more socially acceptable to say that stuff as long as you are saying it for Indian people. People just feel more socially free to voice their true feelings when it is against Indians. A lot of top comments you see on Instagram and other social media platforms just gives you a general idea about this resentment brewing. A lot of men who move to the West, they don't have an accurate picture of how life is gonna be like for them before they do move. They don't understand how looks reign supreme in the West. Their perception of the West and the reality of it are just so different. First of all, India has a sexually repressive culture. It is nowhere as free as the West when it comes to that stuff. Ufis always say, oh bro, Rehab, how can there be a sexual repression there? They have over 1 billion population. They don't understand the social fabrics of other countries. In India, they have a common practice of caste endogamy and arranged marriage as well, of course. That is how they have over 1 billion population. When you combine these two facts, repression, being deprived of the action itself, and naivety, not understanding that in the West, women have freedom of choice. They are not stay-at-home breeding cattle for men. They have economic and social power, both of them.
Why do the locals always want selfies?
They want to take pictures with this girl.
Do it for the people.
So you getting more selfies with people?
Another photo session.
Hiring review.
The World Heritage Site behind us and they want to take photos of us.
A lot of ethnic men who have never been to the West before they move, they have a completely distorted view of Western societies, how they view the West to be. That is also partly because of how the West, especially European countries, love to portray themselves as super welcoming and colorblind societies, where everybody, regardless of their background, is welcome. Especially certain European countries love to market themselves like this. So ethnic guys from India, from other South Asian countries, they come to the West thinking it is gonna go down like how they see in the movies. And of course, they come to the West and end up disillusioned. And they have this illusion in their minds that white girls in the West are promiscuity addicts who are gonna be all over them. Social media gives them a really distorted version of the reality. The way they see the West, what they see on their screen as a depiction of the Western white woman and the reality are completely different. At least their reality. They are not gonna be getting the Conor Murphy treatment, I'm gonna tell you that.
I fuck 3 fucking girls a day. 3 girls a day.
They go watch those cringe-maxed content of women being promiscuous and think it is gonna go down exactly like that for them as well. They think they can also get laid so easily in the West, and their problems won't exist there, since, you know, it is such an open, welcoming, and promiscuous lifestyle, right? But what they don't know and understand before immigrating to the West is the lookism aspect that is running rampant in the West. They don't watch my channel before coming here. They go watch those TikTok girls. They go watch Conor Murphy, freaking Conor Murphy. I get almost no views from India, guys. Almost none. Meanwhile, Conor Murphy made a cop video recently, and in that video he reveals that he gets so much views from India. It is almost the primary source of his views. Like, India is not even in the top 5 for me. 90% plus my views come from the Western nations. I get almost no views from India. When it is my channel they should be watching before coming to the West, not Conor Murphy.
The more I've analyzed my audience demographic of my main channel, the more I realize that I garnered an audience primarily through visual, carnal stimulation. The ability to understand English isn't even necessary to be captivated by my original videos, which is why only 16% of my main channel's viewership is from the United States.
He's getting as much views from India as he gets from America. That is crazy, bro. That is actually mind-blowing. Look at his top 5 countries: India, Indonesia, Philippines. It is not even Americans watching his content. When you combine Indonesia and India, it is more than the United States. And now look at mine on the right. The vast majority of my views are from the West. And this list is always the same. It only shows the last 28 days here, but the order is always the same. US, UK, Canada. They make the majority of my viewers. Like, I almost get no views from countries that should be watching me, like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Those countries should be watching me, my channel. Guys, those countries should be watching me. I am just keeping it real, man.
You gotta get late tonight, or the whole family could die. You know, I actually have the solution, but I can only teach it one person at a time.
But they don't. They go watch Conor Murphy taking his shirt off, when it is my videos that illustrate the reality that they are gonna go through. If you're an Indian guy planning to move to the West, you get a taste of how life is gonna be like for you by watching my videos, not Conor's. That is the cold, harsh truth, man. Cold, harsh truth. Come talk to the guys in my comment section, cause they are who you are gonna be hanging out with. That is how life is gonna be like for you, for the foreseeable future at least, until you graduate and increase your beta box deluxe power. They are so in the depths of sensual repression and starvation, they go watch Conor Murphy and girls licking his abs and stuff. That is not an accurate representation of what you are gonna go through. Most women in the West are not low inhibition like that, and definitely not with 5'6" Indian guys. I will tell you that one for free.
In 2020, as my fitness career began to decline after a YouTube conspiracy theory depicted me as a deceitful anabolic drug user, I desperately sought alternative career paths and a novel life direction. Now, as egotistical as my original YouTube persona was, I'm humble enough to admit that the attempt to transition my content from a unidimensional, superficial ostentation to an ambiguous creative expression laced with esoteric meaning was an oversight indicating such a profound ignorance of my audience demographic.
And I love how in that coping video, Conor complains about not being able to get views when he doesn't make that take the shirt off content. Complains about his YouTube career declining. Bro, that channel you opened, Conor Murphy Talks channel, was doomed to fail. It was doomed to fail from the get-go. Brother, people never clicked on your videos to hear you talk. It is a hard pill to swallow for a dude with an ego bigger than his muscles, but the truth is, your brain, what you had to say was not why people were watching you. You had to figure this out the hard way. Brother, like, you are good for something, but that ain't talking. That is simply taking your shirt off in the streets to random women. Stick to that. Talking what you have to say ain't gonna take you far in life. But that is the thing with those tall and good-looking men. Growing up with nothing but positive reinforcement, they vastly overrate their own abilities. Everywhere they go, they have fluffers around. Oh, I am that guy, I am superior. Oh, I will just make a commentary or a personality channel. And more often than not, it doesn't work out. And he's deeply hurt by this fact, I believe. That is why he's using that cringe max language. Dude, like, stop. That is not how you talk in real life. You are just making YouTube videos, bro. Don't use that cringe max language. Or ambiguous postmodern expression laced with esoteric lexicon apropos of the conjunction with profound source of certainty. Man, shut the fuck up. I hate when people do this on YouTube, bro, just to come off as smart. When I see people do this, I immediately assume they are insecure about their intelligence. Brother, like, it is about the quality of your ideas. It ain't about using all that mumbo jumbo, all that cringe-maxed pretentious wording that nobody uses in real life. You know, people can tell, right? Like I said, these guys grow up with their fluffers around wherever they go and have that inflated ego and self-image. And when life gives these people a reality check, they start acting like this.
I'm just saying you want to look badass.
Thank you.
Look as good as I know. It's like an NFL team. There's like 12 good quarterbacks. Yeah. There's like another level. Yeah. You look just as good as those top 10, 20, 12 quarterbacks. You got Tom Brady. Yeah. You got who? Cam Newton. You've got who? Ben Roethlisberger. You all look badass. Yeah. You should be taking roles. Of Brad Pitt.
But let's get back to the point. I don't want to talk about Conor Murphy too much. Maybe a topic for another video. Now, Indians don't watch my content. They go watch Conor Murphy. They go watch those travel girls. I also believe that a lot of ethnic men prefer white women and seek validation from them. I know you can't really pick and choose what you are attracted to, but this only puts an additional layer of difficulty on their predicament, on their already tough predicament. I have witnessed this so many times with the guys in our community. And I am not only talking about Indians who live in India, but also, South Asian men in general. Those guys show me the pictures of the girls they have a crush on, and it is always some 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10 white chick. They are calling the average white girl Stacy. If you're a white woman who is not morbidly obese, you're a Stacy to the vast majority of those guys. It is actually mind-blowing, bro. Dude, have you seen a Stacy before? This is like the chick working at the store down the street. Like, what are you talking about, bro? And guys, don't get it twisted. I understand why white women might be considered more attractive. I get that. Generally speaking, they have features that are deemed more feminine, right? Smaller noses, lighter skin, colored eyes. So, I get it. I also personally agree that white women overall, in general, tend to be more attractive. But I am not like those guys calling random white women Stacy's. I know that Asian women tend to get more messages from men on dating apps, but I strongly believe that that doesn't reflect what men are truly attracted to. Just like what kind of man old women marry in their 40s doesn't reflect what kind of man they are truly attracted to. Because the truth of the matter is, men go for what they think they can get, women go for what they want. That is the difference. That is simply the truth of the matter. In the future, I am planning to make a video on this, talking about white women, women in general, about women in general, about their place in the attractiveness hierarchy.
But I can speak English like other white people because I am white.
And then there's another side of this. The disconnect these disillusioned ethnic men have leads them to PUAs, who play to their insecurities. PUAs who exclusively prey on ethnic men. There's a group of Indian PUAs that target those lonely Indian immigrants to rip them off. The entire selling point, the entire scheme is playing to the aspect of discrimination in the dating market. Look, white PUAs don't know what it is like for people like us. You gotta pay me instead. I am an Indian and I can get a white woman. I will teach you how to get a white woman. You are gonna remember that German PUA, Deepak Wayne. He's still active. He's still active to this very day. To this very day, bro. You might look at his channel and think, how is he still in business? He's not getting views. Only a couple hundred views per video. But guys, that is not what he's counting on. If he manages to get only 3 to 4 victims a month, that is gonna net him 10k, 10 grand a month. To show you what I mean better, guys, check this out. This is his intro for every single video. In every video, he plays this as the intro. Look at this. Due to Deepak being first-generation immigrant from India, there is no way for him to just talk in his accent and convince Western audience that his dating system works. Guys, it is not me who drew these rectangles. He did it to emphasize the outline that he's ethnic and he can get white women. He specifically preys on minorities. Look, man, I understand and actually agree with him on this point. He is right that there is an unfair judgment. Yes, he is at a disadvantage compared to other PUAs. He is right there, I am not denying that. The truth is, a lot of his audience, aka potential victims, are gonna write him off just because of his accent and background alone. Oh, this guy probably worship cops. What he's gonna know? I get that kind of comments myself. People assuming stuff that is not true. But if you have no accent and are white, people are gonna think you are more competent somehow. Subconsciously feel like you know what you are talking about. But with an accent, you are playing the game on hard mode, even if you are more competent. I should know, man. I should know. Dude, like, if I had the voice and accent of Richard Cooper, for example, I would have 50,000 subscribers. I believe that 1,000%. You can call it arrogance. You can take it any way you want. I truly believe that. But see, when you have an accent, a lot of people are gonna be thinking like, this guy probably worship cows. What he's gonna know? Even if you know more. Even if you provide more value. I don't disagree with Deepak here, man, on this point. But it is also true that he's trying to weaponize this fact to prey on 80, 85 IQ lonely ethnic guys. That is the unethical part. I told you guys, doesn't matter if he gets only 400, 500 views on his videos. He charges 2 to 3 grand, $2,000 to $3,000 for a weekend of coaching. One of our community members paid him 2 grand for 1 weekend going to McDonald's. The dude paid 2 grand, bro, for 2 days of coaching. If he gets like only 4 or 5 victims like that every month, that is gonna be enough. 10k a month is not something to be sneezed at. These people's goal is not to have thousands of views on every video, but to find a lonely and 80 IQ man.
After most powerful CEO, the first Prime Minister, now presenting Deepak, the most proven and female-friendly dating coach in this world, overcoming all odds.
No way, bro. Overcoming all odds. I mean, I am not surprised that he knows about our terminology, but I didn't expect him to put it in his intro. And when you go to his website, the same comedy is going on there as well. Don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He couldn't even write it right. Opportunity. Bro, like, how are you gonna make a typo? In the very first page your victims are gonna see. This is literally the first page you see when you go to that link. And you got a typo in the very first sentence. Come on, man. But then again, he's probably gonna say, what difference does it make? Those guys are gonna fall for it anyway, right?
Dating influence domination, the best dating product of this century.
Start learning how to get success with hot girls on demand for quick action, or as your loyal girlfriend for just $1. Brother, like, are you taking these guys to some red light district in some slums of India? Like, what is this? For $1. And he charges $50 a month for his videos. For in-person coaching, he's charging $100 an hour though. You might say 50 is not that expensive, but he's basically gonna try to rope you in for his in-person coaching when you buy that so-called course. That $1 price is just for the first month, which is nothing but a marketing technique. With that $1, you will only get teasers and content trying to convince you to pay for the whole thing. You are not gonna get anything real with that $1. The other guys also do this. Oh, free 30-minute call. Nothing in life is free, bro. Understand that. You know the saying, if something is free, you are the product. During that free call, so-called free call, all you are gonna get is him pitching you his courses in a subtle way. The only thing he's gonna be doing is trying to show you how much you need the entire package.
I'm older than you. Here also, like, if you see, I'm not really like ashamed of calling myself Indian or something like that. I'm proud of being Indian. I have a very high self-esteem.
Actually, I have a question. Actually, I am from Germany. Why she's walking like this?
I want to talk about my secret trick and tip. Come, say hi. Why the fuck not? I'm talking about picking up girls in a different language. Do you speak any languages?
Kind of German, not really.
You speak German. Ich liebe dich, Fraulein.
What the fuck? Hey, man.
I love you. What's your name?
Okay, I'm trying to get my Uber.
Okay, bye-bye.
See ya.
Anyway, so we're talking about picking up girls in a different language.
Then you have another guy, Justin Mark, targeting ethnic men. Shows off white women in his videos, clearly paid workers. Like, everything is a facade. Their so-called receipts, and even their sub-counts. Everything these dudes who prey on lonely 80 IQ ethnic guys have, everything they show is fake. Their so-called receipts are fake, paid for, just like their sub-counts. That is why they have over 100,000 subs, but they can't even get 1,000 views. It is all about trying to sell the image. They don't mind if people like me see them as the predators they are. It blows my mind that so many of you actually believe that what they show in those videos are real. Bro, they are paying those women to sell you a dream. It is sad that we have to spell this out. One of the women who get featured in that type of videos says this. I said this in another comment, but I just want to point out that the guys behind these accounts hire us to hang out with them and take pictures. Last summer I was on a boat with 4 other women and the guys who booked it took selfies and Snapchats with us all day, which ended up on one guy's alpha male account where he was like, "These women flock to me. Sir, we were there because you paid us to sit in on a rented boat with you." That guy also went on weird rants about women's age and was like, "Look at all these 20-year-old girls I hang out with. Not like those hags over 25. Reader, half the women on that boat were over 30. And that dung beetle and all his followers literally couldn't tell. Yeah, called them a dung beetle. They have no clue. In the strip club, they regularly ask 32-year-old strippers with kids if they are in school because they think they are 21. They cannot tell. It doesn't matter how much they screech that they can. Yo, this is brutal, bro. Call them a dung beetle. And guys, we really didn't need a testimonial. Any person with a triple-digit IQ already knew this. Their receipts are fake. Their sub counts are fake. They have like 50k, 100k subs, but they only get a few hundred views on their videos. How is that possible? Because they buy subs.
As long as you hold your frame, say with me, hold your frame.
Hold your frame.
Hold your frame.
Hold your frame.
He who holds the frame the longest wins. Say it.
He who holds the frame the longest wins.
He who holds the frame the longest wins.
He who holds the frame the longest.
This reminded me of that old PUA clip. The guy was making his oofy doofy victims repeat his cringe maxed lines after him.
So the girl goes like, oh no, but I tell you I cannot kiss. Of course you cannot kiss. Of course you cannot kiss. It's not like you and I are gonna have the best makeout ever that you cannot wait to tell all your friends about. It's not like you're gonna have the best makeout.
He's just like Deepak, preying on 80 IQ lonely ethnic men who just wanna get with some white girls, showing white women in his videos and making sure that he mentions being a 5'4" Indian guy to lure in his victims. I mean, it is just sad. This works out fine for them. And just me making this video will get these guys more views than they do themselves. Like I remember back in the day, there was a PUA who emailed me saying how he's gonna send me his private cold approach footage, rejection footage, and how my audience will love that. And the only condition was me showing his channel name on the screen and in the title. He was like, "Oh bro, your audience is gonna love that. You are gonna get a lot of views. It is gonna be my rejection videos. It is my private rejection footage. And you can clown me in the video as much as you want." Of course, it doesn't matter to these guys if they are seen as scammers. If only one of my viewers goes to their channel to check it out and fall for it, that is a W for them. I want you guys to understand how shameless some people can be. Please use my content. I will send you all my private rejection videos where I got turned down. You can ridicule me as much as you want. The only thing I ask of you is to show my channel name. Because it doesn't matter how many people see you as a scammer, does it? All you need is one 80 IQ dude who's gonna fall for it, and that is gonna be the profit for you. It doesn't matter to you how many people you put in a tough situation, mentally and financially. He will scam some poor Indian college student and he's gonna sleep like a baby that night. Sadly, it is people like them who become successful in life. Like I said guys, I was raised in a very naive family who tried to instill so-called morals and values in me. You know, being a decent, hardworking man and all that mumbo jumbo. I'm still trying to undo all those social programming, but it is hard, man. The only morality of this world we live in is luck. Luck is the only morality I believe in. But I'm gonna see you in the next one. This commentary already went on too long. Don't be a free agent in life.